Have you ever imagined leaving your house in an ordinary car, and then, with the press of a button, that car literally detaches its roof and flies over the traffic while the rest of the world stays stuck in a jam? It sounds like a scene from a sci-fi movie, but right now in China, that future is being built in real factories, with real orders and real test flights happening over real cities. We're not just talking about experimental drones anymore. We're talking about Chinese air vehicles that can carry passengers autonomously, fly from airport to downtown in minutes, and even split in half so one part drives on the road while the other takes off vertically into the sky. In this video, you're going to discover the 8 most impressive Chinese flying vehicles that exist today, from fully autonomous air taxis to tilt-rotor electric aircraft with airline-style cabins, all the way to a brand new drive and fly machine that could completely change how we move through our cities. Stay until the end, because number 1 is the Chinese air vehicle that doesn't just fly. It rewrites the rules of what a car and an aircraft can be. Number 8, EHang EH216S, the first autonomous air taxi. We start with the machine that turned science fiction into government-approved reality. The EHang EH216S is a fully electric, pilotless passenger drone designed to work like an air taxi. It looks almost unreal. A compact capsule with 16 rotors arranged around it, able to carry 2 passengers at speeds up to 130 kilometers per hour, with a typical range of about 30 to 35 kilometers and flight times around 20 to 25 minutes. Here's the crazy part. There's no joystick for you to learn, no pilot's license, no complex controls. You get in, fasten your belt, select your destination on a touchscreen, and the aircraft flies itself. All the navigation, stabilization, and communication is handled automatically via advanced flight computers and 5G connectivity. In October 2023, the EH216S became the first autonomous passenger eVTOL in the world to obtain a full-type certificate from China's aviation regulator. Since then, it has completed thousands of demonstration flights in cities like Guangzhou, Hefei, and even Abu Dhabi, and is now moving towards regular sightseeing and airport shuttle routes. Imagine this for a second. You land in Shanghai, walk out of the terminal, scan your phone, and 12 minutes later, you're flying over traffic in a small autonomous pod that quietly drops you in the city center. The EH216S is the first step in China's low-altitude revolution, but it's just the beginning. Number 7, EHang VT35, the long-range sky truck. If the EH216S is a city taxi, the EHang VT35 is the electric delivery truck of the sky. This larger eVTOL platform is designed for cargo and regional logistics, with a maximum payload of about 450 kilograms and a range of around 300 kilometers on a single charge, far beyond what most small drones can do today. It's not hard to imagine the impact. Right now, delivering urgent medical supplies or high-value goods to remote areas often means putting them on trucks for hours, or even chartering helicopters. A VT-35 can lift off vertically from a small pad, cruise quietly at around 200 kilometers per hour, drop its cargo, and return to base, all without burning a single drop of fuel. China's national strategy for its low-altitude economy is pushing exactly this kind of aircraft, mixing passenger vehicles and cargo eVTOLs to create a 3-dimensional network of routes below 1,000 meters that bypass roads entirely. So while you might never sit inside a VT-35, it's likely that in the near future, the medicine you get, the high-tech products you order, or even your groceries could quietly arrive in your city from the sky, and it sets up the next step. If drones can move cargo between cities, why not move you? Number 6, Xpeng X2, the flying car that already flies over Guangzhou. Now let's talk about something that looks like a flying sports car from a video game. The Xpeng AeroHT X2 is a 2-seat eVTOL flying car, developed by the same people who build Xpeng's electric cars. It's a sleek, teardrop-shaped capsule with 8 electric motors, capable of flying at speeds up to 130 kilometers per hour, with around 35 minutes of flight time at cruise altitudes between 300 and 500 meters. This isn't just a CGI concept. The X2 has already flown public demonstration flights over central Guangzhou, calmly cruising above skyscrapers and rivers while onlookers filmed from below. What's most impressive is Xpeng's vision. They don't just want a toy for rich enthusiasts. They see the X2 as a low-altitude mobility explorer, a precursor to everyday flying cars that can take off from special pads or even large parking lots, hop over traffic, and land near your destination. Imagine driving to the edge of a congested city, parking on a rooftop hub, stepping into an X2, and silently gliding over the entire mess in a few minutes. No airport, no highways, just point-to-point flight. And if you think that's wild, wait until you see what happens when you combine that idea with a full-size car on the ground. Number 5. Autoflight Prosperity. Why? The electric air taxi that thinks like an airliner. Where the X2 is compact and futuristic, the Autoflight Prosperity feels like a mini electric airliner designed for short hops. This Chinese eVTOL has room for 5 people, including the pilot, cruises at over 200 kilometers per hour, and offers a range of at least 250 kilometers thanks to a 160 kilowatt-hour battery pack. That's enough to connect cities across a region, think Shanghai to Hongqi or Shenzhen to Guangzhou, in roughly 1 hour, including takeoff and landing. Its configuration is called lift and cruise. 10 rotors handle the vertical takeoff and landing, then 3 horizontal propellers push the aircraft forward once it's in the air. This separation makes it efficient in cruise while still being able to land on small pads instead of full runways. Autoflight has already delivered its first Prosperity aircraft to a customer in Japan, with plans to fly demonstrations at the World Expo 2025 in Osaka, showing just how quickly Chinese eVTOL tech is spreading beyond China's own borders. Prosperity isn't just a cool prototype, it's a sign that regional air taxis are about to become a normal part of how we think about travel, especially in densely populated areas where roads are already saturated. Number 4. TCABTECH E-20. The 320 kilometers per hour tilt-rotor sky taxi. If Prosperity is the airliner, the TCABTECH E-20 is the business-class helicopter of the future. Built by a Shanghai-based startup, the E-20 is a fully electric tilt-rotor eVTOL designed for 1 pilot and 4 passengers. Its specifications are brutal. A maximum speed of about 320 kilometers per hour and a range of around 200 kilometers with an 800-volt fast charging system and a payload of about 450 kilograms. Tilt rotor means the propellers at the ends of the wings can rotate, vertical for takeoff and landing, horizontal for high-speed flight. It's the same basic idea behind advanced military aircraft, but here it's all electric, quiet, and built for urban mobility and regional hops. Inside, the cabin looks more like a luxury car or a private jet. Large windows, panoramic views, and enough luggage space to actually travel with more than a backpack. TCAB imagines the E-20 doing rooftop-to-rooftop flights, connecting airports with business districts, or jumping between cities in places like the Yangtze River Delta. We're talking about cutting journeys that take 2 or 3 hours by car down to 30 to 40 minutes in the air. And just when you think that's the peak of sophistication, another Chinese company shows up with something even bigger. Number 3. Aerofugia AE200, the electric Uber with wings. Now we get into the heavyweights. The Aerofugia AE200 is a 5 to 6 seat tilt-rotor eVTOL developed by a subsidiary of Geely, the same group behind brands like Volvo and Polestar. It's designed specifically to function as an air taxi for city clusters. The numbers are impressive. A cruising speed of about 248 kilometers per hour, a maximum level speed near 320 kilometers per hour, and a range of up to 200 kilometers, all battery electric, with 0 emissions at the point of flight. Recently, Aerofugia became the first Chinese eVTOL manufacturer to receive a CCAR 135 air operator certificate, which allows commercial flights carrying passengers for pay. In other words, they're now authorized to start real air taxi services for 1 to 9 seat aircraft in China. Picture this. You open an app, select an AE200 instead of a car, and a few minutes later, you're strapped into a quiet cabin that lifts off vertically from a rooftop pad. 10 minutes after that, you're landing on another rooftop across the city or in a neighboring town. No traffic, no tolls, no delays. With over 1,000 pre-orders reportedly lined up from airlines and operators, the AE200 is poised to turn low-altitude aviation into something as everyday as calling a rideshare. And still, none of this explains the car that turns into an aircraft. For that, we need to talk about Chinese flying cars from luxury brands. Number 2. Hongqi's Tianlin/Tianyan flying car, luxury in the sky. When you think of flying cars, you probably imagine something experimental and fragile. China's luxury automaker Hongqi wants to change that image completely. At the 2025 Shanghai Auto Show, Hongqi unveiled a family of modular flying cars, including models like the Tianlin one and Tianyan one. These vehicles combine a road-legal electric car chassis with a detachable eVTOL flight module. On the road, it drives like a premium sedan or SUV. When it's time to fly, the aerial module lifts the passenger capsule vertically and takes off. Developers say the flying module can reach speeds of around 150 kilometers per hour and cover over 200 kilometers in the air. The ground vehicle can operate as a self-driving power bank, driving itself to a charging station while the passenger capsule is flying, then meeting you at your destination later on. Think about how radical that idea is. You no longer have to choose between car and plane. Instead, you have a system where ground and air modules work together. Drive in the city, fly over bottlenecks, reconnect on the other side. Hongqi is targeting high-end customers, tourism operators, and VIP transport. But the technology they're building, modular cabins, detachable flight modules, road-legal bases, lays the foundation for something even bigger, because another Chinese company has taken this same concept and pushed it to the absolute extreme. Number 1. Xpeng Land Aircraft Carrier, the vehicle that changes everything. Get ready to meet the machine that truly deserves the title of this video. The Xpeng AeroHT Land Aircraft Carrier looks like a 6-wheeled electric off-road truck at first glance, but hidden on its back is a full-fledged foldable eVTOL aircraft module that can detach, unfold its rotors, and take off vertically, all without needing an airport, runway, or helipad. On the road, it's a powerful electric 6x6 designed for long-distance trips, with an estimated combined range of around 1,000 kilometers thanks to a range extender powertrain. In the air, the compact flying module can lift 2 occupants, fly at speeds comparable to other urban eVTOLs, and land again on any reasonably flat area. The entire vehicle is about 5.5 meters long and 2 meters wide, small enough to fit in a normal parking space. Here's where it gets wild. Xpeng has already built a dedicated factory in southern China, the world's first smart plant focused on mass-producing eVTOL modules for flying cars. That plant has a projected capacity of up to 10,000 flight modules per year, with the ability to assemble a new flying module roughly every 30 minutes once fully ramped up. Pre-orders are already numbering in the thousands, and commercial rollout is planned around 2026. Imagine this scenario: you're going on a weekend trip. You drive the land aircraft carrier out of the city on normal roads. When you hit heavy traffic or a mountain range, you pull into a small pad, detach the aircraft module, and lift off into the sky. While you're flying, the truck platform drives itself to your destination or to a nearby charging station. When you land, your ground vehicle is already waiting for you. No airports, no check-in, no waiting at gates, just continuous travel that flows seamlessly between road and sky. That's not just a new vehicle, that's a new category of transportation. And it's why the Xpeng Land Aircraft Carrier might be the most disruptive Chinese air vehicle we've seen so far. One that could completely change how we travel, not in 2050, but in the next few years. The new map of the sky. What we've just seen is the birth of a new transportation layer, from the autonomous EHang EH216S quietly shuttling people above city streets, to logistics drones like the VT35, from flying cars like the Xpeng X2 and Hongqi's Modular Tianlin, to serious air taxis such as Autoflight's Prosperity Y, TCABTECH E-20, and Aerofugia's AE200, all the way to Xpeng's insane land aircraft carrier that merges a 6-wheel truck with a detachable aircraft. China is building an entire ecosystem of vehicles for the sky. Just like we've already seen with super-fast trains and futuristic motorcycles, this is no longer about isolated prototypes. It's about industrial scale, factories, certifications, pre-orders, and national strategies focused on the low-altitude economy. China's new train is faster than this new flying vehicle from this new Chinese motorcycle will. The question is no longer if flying vehicles will change how we travel. The real question is, will the rest of the world be able to keep up with how fast China is moving? Now it's your turn. Tell me, which of these Chinese air vehicles impressed you the most? Would you rather sit in the autonomous EHang taxi, cruise in the luxury Hongqi flying car, or drive the Xpeng Land Aircraft Carrier and literally take off when traffic gets bad? Let me know in the comments. I want to know which one you dare to fly in first. And if these futuristic flying machines blew your mind, give this video a like, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our future videos about the most amazing technologies of the future. The future of transportation is no longer just on rails or roads. It's floating above our cities, taking off from parking lots, and being built right now in Chinese factories. See you in the next one.